How you doing? In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the background eraser. Now, I decided to do this video one time and one time only. So this video is going to involve both beginners and professionals. I'm going to get real deep and just explain everything about the background eraser tool, right? So pay attention, pay very close attention, right? Come on. The background eraser tool is located right over here. You right click and you're gonna see eraser and background eraser tool. Shortcut is E. Click the background eraser tool and click the layer you're working on. Make sure it's rasterized so you don't get any errors, right? Now, the first thing to explain is that it is just an eraser, you know, just like all erasers. So it erases just like that, right? But then it doesn't just erase, it also has a lot of options, right? Options and just a lot of alternatives, right? So up here, you have the types or the sampling types, right? So the first type up here is called the continuous, right? You click on the continuous and you come down here, and the continuous, let me just zoom in like this. The continuous is, well, not complicated, but you know, you just gotta pay attention to what I'm saying. You see that little plus icon inside the whole radius? You see that circle, that whole circle, right? We're gonna call it a radius, okay? Inside that radius, or rather that circle, there's a plus, right? That plus is a sampling point, okay? That's a sampling point. So if I click here, I have sampled yellow, okay? Right? Great. So I'm not gonna delete anything besides the color yellow, right? So let me show you, right? I'm gonna come close to this gray here, right? And then I'm gonna click once, and as you can see, I've only deleted the yellow, right? I could even click and drag, still the same thing, it doesn't matter. I'm still gonna delete just the yellow, all right? Why? Because the cross is on the yellow side, right? Same thing happens if I just move inside the cross. If I just move it inside and now the cross is on the gray, click, now I'm erasing the gray part. Make sense? Great. Let's move on. Now over here we have what we call once, right? Sample once, right? Sample once is also, you know, not very complicated, right? So if I click here, right, I have sampled this color, right? So if I click and drag like this, you see, I'm still gonna get that color. I'm not gonna erase that one, right? But I'm dragging, right? I'm dragging on the pink, it doesn't erase the pink. Keep dragging again, now it erases that color, right? Now I let go. Okay, let's try it again. If I sample, let me see, this pink now, right? I sample it once and I drag, right? It's still gonna erase that pink, but then even if I go out like this, it's not gonna erase any other color than pink. When I go back, see, it continues erasing the pink. Now I let go, see? Great. Let's move on. Over here is the swatch, okay? Is the background swatch, okay? When I click here, I only erase what's on the background, right? So, for example, let me make maybe, let's try something different. The blue, this blue right here, okay? I'm gonna make this blue the background, right? So when I select here, and then I come to the background right here, and then I select the blue like that, and then I select OK. Now when I erase, I can like, you know, erase just the blue. See that? The blue, okay? I cannot erase all of this. See? Protected. Click, 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 click. As you can see, I cannot erase anything, right? But as soon as I come to the blue, I click, it erases. See? Click, erases. right? Let us go back, Control Z to go back, just like so. Great. Now let's move on to this interesting part right here. This is interesting, right? Great. Now you better pay attention for real right now, okay? Right here it says contiguous, right? It says contiguous, right? Now if I click, let's try contiguous first because that's the default, right? Let me explain it first, right? Let's go back to the default brush 2, or rather sampling, right? Now if I come here, right, this contiguous, you see that? If I come here, now I want to make sure I select close to the edge like that, right? If I come here and click, right? Sorry, I click once, right? It erases the part where the cross is, just like I explained before, right? Makes sense? Right, let's try it again. I come in and click, it erases the part where the cross is, right? If I come this side, and let me come over here, right, and click, it erases the part where the cross is. But now when I come here and change it to discontiguous, right, watch this. When I come here and I click, right, it's gonna erase every color that is sampled the same, but in the radius. I'm gonna say that again. It's gonna erase the color that it's sampled with the plus icon, but within the radius, okay? You get what I'm saying? Yes. So that is pretty straightforward, right? Let's just move on. Right here we have find edges, right? Before we come to find edges, let me show you something, because I wanna, like I said, I told you that I wanna be professional and I wanna be also beginner, right? I'm covering beginner and I'm covering professional designers, right? Great. So I'm going to show you something interesting about the discontiguous and the contiguous, right? So I'm going to come here and say contiguous, right? Put it back here. And then I'm going to click the layer. And then right now, watch this, right? I'm sorry. Just gonna, yes, just like this. Watch this. I'm going to click and drag, right? I want you to pay attention to something, right? Click, drag. I'm gonna just make a line just like that, just across like that, right? That is contiguous. Come back again up here and click discontiguous. And I'm gonna do another line now, right? Are you ready? Click and drag. Now watch how that line is so different than the one on top. I know you see the difference, right? Great. Let me show you why is that different, right? Let's go back to discontiguous, right? When I click like this, right, and hold, click and hold, right? It doesn't erase anything that is not on the cross. For example, I'm gonna move to the right, you see? Still nothing is erased, right? Until the cross samples the color, see? Look at the edges, look at the edges. I move, nothing is erased until I move just over the edge, boom. See, again, and then boom, just like that. See that? Great. But then with the discontiguous, right? It samples with the, first it samples with the cross, and then after that, every similar color that is on the edge, it erases the color, right? Click, sample. Now with the edge, I'm gonna erase. See, the edge erases. The edge erases. As soon as the edge touches the color that I sampled, it erases, just like so, right? That is very, very helpful and very deep, right? I know. Put a subscription below and put a like and put a comment and just say something. Just say voila, or just say something. Even you can just put a dot, just say dot, 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 and just leave it alone. I don't care at this point. Just say something. Just show me that you're alive, okay? Great. Now, let's go back to sampling, edges, right? We were here, right? Find edges. Click on find edges, right? Go to the layer, like that. Click on find edges. And what happens now really is just every edge that is on the design is not gonna be erased. okay? It's not gonna erase it. At this time, it's not just about color, right? It's also about edges, right? So if I click here, right, it's not gonna erase the edges, right? Or rather on the edges, right? It could be complicated color. In fact, you know what? I'm just gonna use a picture right now, I'm just gonna use a picture like that, right? And go to the picture, right? Rasterize the picture, remember? Great. Now, yeah, this is a nice picture because there's a lot of edges right here, right? This edges on the ring right here, there's a lot of edges, right? But then let's say I wanna like maybe just erase this part right here, this background part right here, right? But I don't wanna touch the edges, right? Very simple, go up here, select find edges and click. Now when I drag, you see, it erases everything else, but it doesn't erase on the edges. You see how nice it goes with the edges? Great, I can even come down here and just do it. Look at the hand. The hand is spared nicely. Wow. It doesn't touch the edge. Even in the hair, like let me zoom in like this, right? Even inside the hair, like I can click inside the hair and it's not gonna, it's not gonna touch the edges of the hair. See? You see? I know you see that. Control Z. Now if you touch the hair, it's gonna erase the hair. But if I don't touch the hair, it's just gonna erase that. You see that? Because everything goes with the edges. You see that? Great. Right. Great. Now take that in. Just take that in for a second. It's just a lot. Okay, it's a lot. Just process it and play this video back once more, 3 times, 4 times. Put a like in the video so you can get more videos. Now, I'm not gonna talk about the tolerance. I've been talking about this all over the place. Tolerance is just how much you want the tool to affect, okay? If the tool deals with colors, it's gonna affect more colors, okay? How much tolerance do you want that tool to affect, right? So it's not only just about erasing, right? Yeah, so it could be anything else. Could be just a brush, could be how much toleration of that effect that you're doing, right? And do you want it to be, right? You want it to be 100%? Do you want it to be lower than that? It's just gonna do that. So if I make it low like this, right? So I'm gonna obviously erase lower, and if I make high, it's gonna erase high. It's just so simple and just straightforward, right? It's tolerance, okay? The toleration, great. The angle right here. Now, this is in case you have a weird brush, like if you use a brush that is not like round like mine, this is a round brush, right? So even if I change the angle to like 25, it won't make any difference because it's a round circle, right? But if you have like a brush that is shaped in like a square, right? If you make like 90 degrees, it's gonna change, and it's just that, right? Yes, that is the angle right there. Right, protect foreground color. Right now, I suggest that you just leave this alone, but then if you just want to know what it does, I'm going to explain it to you very, very quickly, right? Great. Basically, I'm just going to come here, right? Click away, come on. Yes. So basically, protect foreground color. I can pick any color here that I want to protect, right? And I'm gonna set it as foreground, right? And no matter what I do, it's gonna protect that color, okay? Now, at this point, I wanna protect this pink right here, right? I wanna protect this pink right here. So I'm gonna come down here, click here, and then click the pink right here, and then click OK. And then now this pink is protected, right? I can click and erase, click. Oh, sorry. Come up here and click protect foreground color. You see that? That was my mistake. Just learn from my mistakes, right? So remember to click here to mark, to commit here, right? Yes. So now I just tried it again. I click and it doesn't erase. See? Click, it doesn't erase, right? But everything else, it can erase. Watch this. I can erase everything else, right? I can even erase the blue here. I can erase everything. But as soon as I click on the pink, it doesn't erase. No matter what I do, see? I can click here and move like this, it doesn't erase. I can pick a different sampling, it doesn't matter. Different one, it doesn't matter. I can come up here and say discontiguous, it doesn't matter. I can pick contiguous. It doesn't matter the tolerance. It doesn't matter the tolerance. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It won't erase this foreground color, or rather this pink, right? Yes, and that is that. Woo! I explained a lot in this video, right? So both beginners now understand this, and professionals sort of have some new information, right? New details about this that maybe they didn't know about, right? Great. Now, if you feel like I left something out, which I don't think that I did, just put it down in the comments. And remember to share this video, because many people are gonna need this video, right? And I don't think I'll ever come back to the foreground tool. Like, oh, I can come back to the foreground tool when I'm using it for other stuff, like maybe like a design for something else, right? Yeah, maybe I can come back and be like, hey, let's use the foreground tool, background eraser tool, you know, and then I can come back there. But then in terms of like just coming back and explaining it, I'm not. Like this is everything. This is perfect, right? Yes, and that's it. You know, unless you want me to do that, I don't know. Some people, you know, they just want you to do stuff. Yeah, unless you want me to do that, then I can do it again. No problem. Great. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it. Thank you for watching, and see you in a scroll. Remember, keep it real. Okay, don't do shortcuts. Don't bypass. Don't do that. Just keep it real, and just stay with me. Learn everything until you become an expert. Thank you.